Today we are going to discuss one important topic in electrical safety and quality assurance. So before that, we'll go for one small recall in electrical safety and quality assurance. In our module, we have 5 units. In that 5 unit, first one is electrical hazards. So which consists of electric shock, fire accidents, and all other related industrial accidents, whether known or unknown. So in this unit, we are discussed the different types of associated we are experiencing in industry as well as in residential and commercial activities. And again in second unit, it is standards and requirements. In standards and requirements, we are studying the codes and standards we are following in and around the world. So first we discussed about the Indian Electricity Act, and National Scheme of Electricity Act, and IEEE standards which were given in our syllabus. And the third unit is about medical equipment, protection and design. So the main phenomena is protection and design. In that also we studied about different accidents and different diseases we are facing with. So especially we discussed about CPR and shock therapy. So what are the requirements and standards and protection used we have to follow in medical equipment handling. And the fourth unit is quality management in medical industry and medical equipment handling. In that quality management, we are going to discuss one topic in methods used in quality assurance. So we have to see what is quality first. So while buying one equipment or a device or anything, so we are indulged with knowing about the quality of the item. The quality of the item is important for the temper and sturdy and maintenance free. So instead of choosing a product or item with less cost, so we are keeping in mind that we are choosing a quality product. So that is very important. So based on this quality thing, so what are the facts and standards and requirements we are indulged in medical industry that we will discuss as quality assurance methods used in medical industry now. So the thing is that methods used in quality assurance. chart that we will discuss the management and assurance policies in which is related to the medical industry. First, we will see what is the management. So the management is responsible for quality in any of the industry or an organization. Okay, the quality of the organization or industry which lies on management decision, so that the quality assurance starts with management policy. In that policy, we have what is the vision and mission. They are encouraging and they are following. So in that they have policy, planning, system design and administration. Based on these things only, the quality assurance of that industry or organization can be made and can be followed further. Methods development. First one is strain development, process capabilities, pilot testing. Strain development, process capabilities and pilot testing. So this is the management methods. This is a common method framed by the principles of management criteria, and it is to be followed by the management. In that 3 points, the management can follow anything or can omit anything. The second one is product. So what is their product? The industry lies on, every industry is manufacturing or designing or transporting different products, and organization is following lot of things. So the product design is based on the management needs. Facilities, equipment and production control. So in the product design and the product they have chosen based on the operations and facilities and equipment and production control. So based on the product, they are following these 4 criteria. What are the operations to be carried out, and what are the facilities to be in the industry and organization, and what are the equipments to be serviced and maintenance, and whatever the equipment should be in that industry, and the production control. So whether the industry is operating for 24/7 or 18 by 7. So if an organization related to the educational industry, it will operate only 12 hours, maximum of 12 hours only scheduled. If it is an industry, it will operate for 24/7. These productions control will carry over by the management decision. The next one is utilization. Again, the utilization lies on treatment, handling, distribution and utilization control. So the utilization is only based on the industry or organization. Whether the product is manufactured in the industry or organization, they have to keep goal on the distribution and utilization control. If industry or organization related to any government feedback or educational department or service department, which doesn't matter about the utilization control. So again, the utilization depends on the industry and the management vision and mission. Then quality concepts. Last one is quality control concepts. Process control, product control, evaluation feedback. Again, process control, product control and evaluation feedback. Again, this depends on the product or item they manufacture. So, we really depends on in this unit about the medical equipment. So, all the medical equipment should comes under the standard of ISO and IEEE. And some of the electrically utilized product will comes under the Indian Electricity Act, IEA. So all the quality products should be used in the medical industry based on these standards and codes. These standards and codes will follow and cover all the process, product, evaluation, feedback, utilization, distribution, all the things will be followed by these codes and standards. Again, these are the methods to be followed. Next, the material. For an industry, the material, the raw material is important. For the development of the industry or for production of the industry or the operating time schedule of the industry will always based on the raw material. So for the raw material, we have to keep on eye in purchasing, specifications, standards, responsibilities, verification and storage. Okay, for example, we'll take, being an electrical engineer, we'll take a thermal unit which has the raw material as coal. The purchasing of raw material relies on these 5 specifications. So purchasing of raw material is digging the coal from where? Digging the coal from which place is important, and we have to plan accordingly. Based on the thermal unit design, we have to purchase the coal, and in that purchase also, if it is a thermal unit that travel. So bringing that coal from the mine to the unit is very important. So the travel costs more. Then specification. So what is the density and availability time, burning for the coal is important, and the standards, whether it is a 3rd grade or a 2nd grade coal. So usually we choose the 2nd grade coal for a simple thermal unit. 3rd grade coal also can use, but the ohmic level of CO2 and CO3 will be high in 3 standards. So we go with 2. Then responsibilities. That bringing the coal, bringing the raw material from the unit, from the mine to the unit is a big responsibility. For a thermal unit, raw material is the only thing. Raw material is the only thing for a generation. And next one is verification. This verification is about the raw material quantity. So we have to compare the quantity to the product output. So based on what is the product output we need in a thermal unit is about the megawatt of generation for I am saying for an example 250 megawatt of a single unit. So if we are in a 250 megawatt, so we plan it for kilowatt hour. So for this kilowatt hour, we have to plan how many tons of coal should be there in the yard. So plan accordingly. Verification should be did. Then storage. The storing of this raw material is very difficult. For a thermal unit, storage of coal is very difficult. So we should have a big area for cold storage. So these are the important criteria for thermal unit. Next, research. So we have to think that why the management should go for a research. So if it is an organization which is developing a tool, for example, we consider that an organization which is developing a tool. So what type of research should be made? Colonization, production, utilization, quality control. So we have know that every industry or a factory may have one laboratory to test their product quality. Even it is a food factory, they are having their laboratory to test their quality of the product. So these labs comes under the research. So for a service sector, for education sector, we are having accreditation process for research and all. For a factory or an industry, for research, we are having lab. For every industry, we are having lab. Even it is a cement industry, we have a lab to check the consistency. So which depends on the colonization, production, utilization and quality control. This quality control lies, it is a major part, a major play with research. First, selection, training, motivation, health and safety. Again, so this personnel is about HR. This is about human resource management. This human resource management is an important role should be followed by the management, and this resource person should select the employees or subordinates or trainees or scholars in a specific manner. Specific manner means they must know the values and the process and the administration rules, vision of the management and the company or organization. They must know the things, then they have to proceed. So the HR role is very important for an industry or an organization. This selection, training, motivation and the employee. So we know that World Health Organization. So who is playing a major role in all kind of industry and organization? They have their separate role. A management should follow this rules for their employees. So they have to give the basic, first thing is salary and healthcare. Healthcare will come under insurance. Then welfare. Welfare means their belongings, the leaves, on duties, and their training. So they have to educate their employees to get them their industry into the next level. So that is also important to educate the employee. So these are all the main concepts of quality assurance should be followed by the management in medical industry also. So what we discussed are the methods to be followed. Now we'll see the testing. So we can separate the testing into functional and non-functional. So functional testing and non-functional testing. So functional testing. So functional testing is done by daily. Done by daily or in a periodic manner. Periodic manner. For example, we can say biometric. So for entry and for leaving, we are having biometric. It is a functional method. Or periodic testing. For example, in medical, for admitted patients, we have periodical testing 3 times in a day. Normal BP and temperature, and if it is needed ECG. So these periodic testing will taken over in medical industry, as well as all the industries are doing functional. So this functional test should be there in all industries to maintain the maintain the process in a specified manner. Then non-functional. So non-functional have different testing methods. Vulnerability testing. Functional testing will followed by all the industry and organization, but non-functional, it is designed by the organization. Whether if it is needed, we can do. Vulnerability testing is about security. If the industry or an organization preparing or producing or designing a specific product comes under protection category, so this vulnerability testing should be made. Okay. For example, chemical industry, and as well as in medical also. Okay, because of hazards are quite natural in security issues. So vulnerability test is important in certain industries. Second, compatibility testing. So this compatibility testing is again about software and hardware. So which depends on the tool what we are using is updated. Tool or software or a particular application is to be checked whether it is updated or not, whether it is applicable or not. For a lot of things, for a lot of applications, the hardware we designed in previous decade is more than enough. But for certain applications, the software we developed in the last week will not be feasible for access this software. Again, we have to update. Every time we have to update, like what we are using in mobile phone. So after 2 weeks of usage, we need update, right? So the software development tools are to be updated day by day, or in weekly manner or in monthly manner. Then third one is usability testing. usability testing based on utilization of the product. Based on utilization of the product. So these utilization will depends on convenience. So if a product is convenient for us to use, then we will use it as longer as possible. So based on convenience, the utilization increases. If the utilization increases, the usage of product will also increase. Performance testing. So performance testing is testing a product or an item which is adequate to use in hazardous conditions. So the performance testing based on the item or a product, how it is performing in hazardous conditions. Hazardous conditions means what we are testing in the first one, vulnerability testing. So in hazardous conditions, even after the saturation level, even after the conveyance level, how it is performing based on this product quality. Then functional testing. So we can segregate the functional testing again in 4 unit, integration, system and acceptance. So we can segregate the functional testing again into 4 categories: unit testing, integration testing and system testing and acceptance testing. These functional testing will depend on the product design, control access, quality of the product and the standards and requirements are followed to design the product. So these functions will lies on, so all the 4 categories will lies on these 4 criteria: product design, control, assurance, quality of the product, standards and requirements, followed by the product while designing. Okay, finally we conclude this methods of quality assurance. Okay, the simple thing is we can do any case study. We can take one case and we can segregate or we can follow the process in the case study and we can conclude. So we can take one separate case from any medical equipment. So from medical equipment means for example we can take CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So what is CPRS? So from that we can take the case study and what are the quality assurance or what are the methods to be followed. We can specify like that. But what we discussed is common methods. So which is suitable for all the industries and possibly in medical, electrical and chemical. So we discussed the common methods used in quality assurance. Thank you.